She cut the cuff, cut around the cuff, or whatever she was doing. I couldn't see, but she could not get the port out of my body. She was yanking and pulling. I can literally hear what either the fascia or the skin or my skin ripping. I'm wide awake.
And make sure you don't forget to click.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know you're saying it. Where's Dawn? She's disappeared again. My skin has been giving me a lot of issues, and it has been extremely difficult for me to hop on camera when I just really do not like what my skin is doing. I have a Canon camera, but because these lenses are so clear and it allows you to see my skin, I'm just going to record on my iPhone because it just doesn't pick up the impurities like my Canon does. If you guys could just offer me a little bit of grace on the quality of these videos. With the kidney disease, I deal with skin issues. They're out of complete nowhere because I haven't always dealt with them. Your body just constantly being at an imbalance. Skin will be skin, and it breaks out. Even right now, I'm just fighting through it because I do want to show up for you guys. Hold on, I'll be back. Okay, y'all, I had to go put on some lip gloss. I'm like, girl, I understand you're going through skin issues, but there's just no reason why your lips should be that ashy. And then I can't wear makeup to cover it up because it only makes the issue worse. So here I am, unfiltered on the iPhone camera, working through these skin issues. I'm human, guys. I have insecurities like everyone does. I'm just fighting with this skin stuff. Now, to the important stuff. I wanted to do a quick story time. I got my catheter, it was the hemodialysis catheter port in my chest. That is what every hemodialysis patient uses. They have to have that surgery to get that catheter. I had the port for a little over a year. When I spoke to the doctor about getting this port removed, they thought it would be easy peasy, something that would take about 15 minutes to remove and really not be very painful for me. And I would really like to say that that was the truth. I would really like to. But honestly, this experience, getting that catheter port removed, was horrific. It was the worst experience I've ever, in the history of my kidney disease, the surgeries, the transplant, the medicine, the PD dialysis, hands down, this was the worst experience I've had surrounding my chronic kidney disease. Bless her soul. The nurse that was removing my port, she had the worst possible time. What happened in my case was my body wrapped itself around the port. There is this layer of skin that surrounds your muscles. It's called fascia. It's like this stretchy, fibrous material that your body creates. And in this case, my body was just trying to make it part of me. It had a layer of fascia around the catheter to attach it to my body. And when they went in to remove it, no, can you go lay down, please? Can you go lay down? Can I help you? Go. The nurses typically just go in, cut the fascia out, and cut around the fascia and then pull the port out. There's an actual cuff. It's like this round thing. Oh my God! Say my lip gloss is the port, right? They put a cuff around the port so that it can just stay under the skin, right? Like if this is the layer of skin, they put the cuff there. So if this is to be pulled, this cuff my hand is keeping from anybody from pulling, or me from pulling the actual port out. She could not get the port. She cut the cuff, cut around the cuff, or whatever she was doing. I couldn't see, but she could not get the port out of my body. She was yanking and pulling. I can literally hear what either the fascia or the skin or my skin ripping. I'm wide awake. So all they did was numb the area. They didn't put me to sleep. They just numbed the area so I couldn't feel it. But I could still feel the pressure. It was taking her so long that the numbing medication was wearing off. So they had to give me another shot to numb the area. I have a very high pain tolerance. I have a very, very high pain tolerance, and I think it's due to just everything that I've had to experience. But I was in so much pain, and I felt so bad for the lady because she just kept apologizing. She just could not get the cuff out. And God, it was just the worst experience ever. She even asked a coworker to come and help her, a man who probably was a little stronger, to just try to pull it out, and he couldn't get it because I could just sense his energy. He's like, this is for you to do, and I tried. I really can't do it. This is your patient. It got so bad that I was just cheering her on. I was sitting there ready to cry, and I was just like, you got this, you got this. And she just was so apologetic, but she had the worst time getting it out. I think I was back there an hour and a half. They said 15 minutes. It was not 15 minutes. It was almost 2 hours that I was back there enduring that. All I could think was, this is inhumane. I don't think a human should be alive experiences to hear their skin ripping. But needless to say, she finally got it out. The pain from that procedure just never went away. So I keloid. I have a history of keloiding. From my kidney transplant, that scar is actually keloided. I was having very similar signs of that in my catheter port area, but around the keloid, it was very much so inflamed and red. And so when I talked to my nephrologist about it, he thought there was some maybe like small microfibers from the cuff that got stuck in there while she was struggling. I mean, she was definitely struggling, and it makes sense that, you know, with all the tussling that she was doing, that something was probably left in there. And the doctor said it's probably a physical body that maybe the naked eye couldn't see, because it could be just a tiny little microfiber from this cuff that could have caused all that inflammation. So they went in and they did the surgery to remove it. So I'm prepping for surgery to get this removed. Can you see it? Can you see it? Okay. I'm not gonna lie, it's still a little bit painful, but not nearly as painful as it was. I think right now it is still healing. It has been well over 2 months since I had this surgery, and it still bothers me a little bit. I think this is very similar to my transplant scar, and over time, the pain, the small pain that is there, it does go away. So I think the surgery was successful. As far as the keloids, I do use a vitamin C serum to just rub it and rub it down. So eventually I think I'll be able to rub the keloid down to where it's flat and non-detectable with like my fingers. I think visually it'll always be something there, but I'm so happy with the surgery. I think they did a good job fixing the problem. I do want to say that the doctors and the nurses that tried to remove it did the best that they could. My body just, for whatever reason, just truly wrapped itself around it and made it extremely difficult for her. I wish that I could always offer encouraging words during this process, but I want to be completely honest with you. Like, it was a very traumatic experience, but for me, PD gives me such quality of life that it was worth it to get this removed so that I could then get my PD catheter, which is placed in a different area. I only hope and pray when I finally get my kidney transplant that the removal of this one is not the same. I will keep you guys updated. At the end of the day, whatever comes, I'll just fight through it. And I hope you guys continue to do the same. We're finished with surgery. What did they say? What they say, Dad?
Oh, they said that everything went well, that, you know, everything should heal up just fine. We got to come back in 2 weeks just to check the scar and the stitches. You did great at surgery.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, guys.